Hello, and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever here on the Sideshow Network, the show where we tell you about our shitty comic book collection. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn.
And we're going to do things a little bit different today.
Yeah, it's been a fun year.
A little bit different.
It's been a fun year, and I think we will, just mix it up a little bit for the last show of the year here.
Yeah.
It's like people sure nobody's really listening, anyways, because it's a holiday.
No one will hear this.
Well, I always wonder what's going on in Christmas, for people or like the holidays. People are busy, But so if you do get around to this, thank you very much. We're here on the Sideshow Network, of course. We forgot to mention that.
I mentioned it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh. I had to listen back to the tape.
I did.
But today we're going to do just one comic book, but we're going to do... There's a few stories in here. Because I, for Christmas, got Jen some comic books.
Well, to be fair, the cast of Gotham...
Oh, yes.
Was what you wrote on the tag.
Yeah, that was... it was Alfred...
just the entire cast. It just said to Jen from the cast of Gotham.
They got it for free because Alfred slapped the clerk.
Yeah, written in Shawn's handwriting. But it was
Alfred slapped me until I wrote it.
It was a slap. So it was several amazing comics.
Yes.
One of which is the one that we are going to talk about today.
Yes, it is Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 112 from August 1971. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we're just doing this whole book is because, there's two sort of full-size stories in here.
Yes. And
we might as well just cover that because we'll probably spend an hour talking about the first one.
Yeah.
Because holy fuck sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so on the cover, let's start with the cover.
Oh my god.
Superman is turning into a tree. And he is
literally, he's turning into a tree.
His legs are into the ground. His hands are his limbs
are turning into branches.
And his face looks like he's been like Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, well, no, he's like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah, his face is all messed up.
Yeah.
And Lois is like,
Superman!
I've lost Superman. He's turning into a tree, and now he might leave.
But we do have to say this is Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 112.
Yeah.
From August...
1971.
1971? Did you say that already?
I said that, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was thinking about trees.
Well, if you look at this cover, you're kind of like...
I don't even know what the fuck is going on in this cover.
I don't think anybody
What the hell is happening? What do you mean Superman's turning into a tree?
Well, this is the first monthly edition of this book, too.
It is.
Because before it was bi-monthly, and somebody was like...
Nope.
You know what? We gotta constantly have this...
This book is so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good. So we start off, Superman flies to...
a planet?
A planet.
Zols?
Well, no, the race is the Tzols.
Sure.
Rizzolian Isles.
Yes.
And sometimes, it says in the little box, sometimes a planet can die of loneliness.
Oh, it's a sad planet.
So we're already off to a good start here.
Oh, yeah. So Superman's at this, planet, he's like, the people who lived here left this planet. Yeah. And all the plants are dead. And I don't understand why all these plants are dead. And as he's, wandering around being like, he hears somebody say his name, and he turns around, and it's, Lois dressed in leaves, looking sexy.
Usually she's got a lichen attached to her body.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm here. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
It's Superman. The Action Ace.
They call him the Action Ace. Hey, Superman, look how sexy Lois is. He's like, Lois.
He's like,
what are you doing here?
I'm taking a liking to your limbs.
Got a super boner.
Yeah, I wonder, can I nourish your ground?
Ew. That's the worst.
Well, you probably said it.
Can I nourish your ground?
with minerals, the proteins you need.
Oh.
So Superman, being the scientist that he is.
I feel bad now.
What?
Nourish your ground.
I'm not saying it to you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So Superman being the scientist.
So Superman's like, oh wait, that's not Lois. It's a tree. Just like a regular old tree, and it's the only one still alive on the planet.
Yeah.
And he's like, I must have just imagined a sexy Lois tree. And he's like, well, if I leave this tree here on this planet, it'll die. And since I promised to preserve all life, I'm just going to transplant it in Metropolis Park.
And right off the bat, when I saw him do that, I went, and Jen read this before me, I went,
what the fuck?
What the fuck? Holy fuck, he's going to kill the entire Earth.
Yes, because he, uproots this tree, and he flies it through space, and he plants it.
Rips the tree out of the ground. He didn't want to kill it.
No.
He's like, I have whole life, but I will kill this tree.
Yeah.
By taking it out of the ground.
Uproot this motherfucking tree.
And then taking it to my foreign home planet, where I'm living now, and just sticking it in the ground, and then walking away to tell the other scientists, hey, why don't you go fuck that tree?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what ends up.
Can't travel from country to country with certain types of produce.
Yeah.
Because it is an invasive species. And this motherfucker rips a tree out of the ground, not knowing anything about it, and decides to plant it on Earth.
He's
no problems.
A giant idiot.
He is a giant idiot. You are correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Humongous idiot. And he's doing that on purpose. He does it on purpose. It's like, come on, man.
He doesn't even put it in one of those you know how he has all those animals and shit up at his Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, he has an alien terrarium. Just take it there.
He doesn't have any where it could be safe and where it's not going to pollute the rest of the planet.
Or the planet. The planet will pollute it.
Right. But he literally takes it and he flies it through space. And he plants it in Metropolis Park.
And then he's like, hey, tomorrow I'm going to tell all the scientists to come check out this tree.
Yeah, wait until the scientists see this fucking tree.
And apparently the tree, it being alive.
But they're so excited to see it. None of them are like, hey, what? Why? Why did you do this? This is a horrible idea. We don't know what this is going to do to our environment.
It's literally it's like putting
Do you know what a tumbleweed is?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know a tumbleweed is not native to America? It is a Russian plant.
Right.
It is a Russian thistle that came over here way back in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And was planted kind of by accident, and now it just clogs the fuck out of the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's not native. It's invasive, and we can't get rid of it. It was never here before.
Yeah.
So that's basically what he just did in a small scale.
He's ruined the Earth.
Yes. He's a horrible. He's like, I'm saving things. You're like, no.
He's the dumbest.
No, you're not.
And first of all, it's to think that you're going to take this plant and put it on Earth and it's not going to die, it's
not going to seriously fuck up any animals that come.
Well, no, but the inverse of it is he's like, I have to preserve this life. It's like, well, how do you know that the soil here? Because he just looks, before he takes this plant, he just looks at the soil
and he goes, looks good. And he goes, looks like Earth soil.
It looks like you're not a scientist.
No.
Stop pretending you're a scientist.
Yep, you're an idiot. So he plants it, and all these scientists I can't stop looking at this tree. It's beautiful. It's alluring. And then Lois is like, what the hell's wrong with all these scientists? It's they think it's Sophia Loren or something looking at this tree.
Yeah. Yeah, the scientists are hard.
Yeah, they're seriously hard for this tree.
I like this one reporter's scientists, what a headline. Scientists fall for freak tree from outer space. And it's oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she takes a picture of it, whatever. And then later on, and this is ridiculous. So later that night, we cut to Superman and Lois flying through Metropolis, And she's like, I really enjoyed that play we saw tonight. And Superman's like, yeah, I wish I could take you out like this more often. I'm like, did he go as Superman?
Like, did he just fly in there with her?
Did he just go sit in, like, a seat? Like, in his cape and tights? Well, just, like, watch a play?
Guys, let's just understand this, though. The book is called Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane.
Yes, it is.
So, it makes complete sense that he would just be like...
It does, but, like, what the fuck? How is that even a thing?
What play do you think they saw?
Our American Cousin?
I was just actually going to say that. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I honestly was going to...
I don't think that play has ever been performed after Lincoln saw it.
Well, but was
shot during it.
Well, Superman was like, hey, let's go. Oh, you know what? He probably saw that play. Remember that...
Our Town?
No. Remember that... What was... I don't know that play.
Oh, shit. I know what play you're talking about. The one that's been, like, the longest running one on Broadway.
Yeah, because it's the woman that was...
it's awful.
And it's awful, and it's like...
Shit, what is it called?
I don't know the name, but it was...
It's an off-Broadway play, and it's, like, the longest running one ever.
So, yeah. It was like... But it was, it's before the time, but he probably went to see it anyways.
No, it's been...
Maybe he saw The Room. The play version of The Room. It started out as a play of a novel of a film that Tommy Wiseau wrote.
That's not it.
Phantom of the Opera? Yeah, he saw Phantom.
No, it's not Phantom.
So, he saw, I don't know. Yeah.
I wish I could remember that one that they talked about on that podcast. It's like...
I like Lois. I like Lois has nothing else to say to him.
Oh, I know.
Because that was literally like when they're flying and they're just silent the whole time. And she just goes, I like that play. And he's like, I wish I could take you out more. But,
Yeah, I can't.
I can't.
It's cool. And, like, so as he's, like, gonna go take her home, all of a sudden he, like, does, like, a detour without saying a word. And Metropolis, by the way, is spelled incorrectly.
Oh, yeah.
In that speech bubble. Because I was like, Metropolis.
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 Polaus. Yeah, so anyway, so she apparently the tree...
Is it a perfect crime? Is that what
I think so,
called? Yeah. Anyway. Apparently it's terrible. So he, like, gets called by this tree. And so he goes to the tree, and the tree is like, hello, my name is Rizlan?
Rizalin.
Rizalin?
It's like Ritalin, but with a Z.
Rizalin. My name is Rizalin, and I love you, Superman. This is the tree talking.
Yes. This
tree has decided that it is in love with Superman. And Superman's like, yes, tree, I love you too.
Yep. Oh, yeah,
So fucking stupid. Superman is like, he has his hand on one of its, like, because it's not like a branch, it's almost like a tentacle.
Yeah.
Or like a palm frond.
Because they're like these weird kind of tentacle frond-like things.
Yeah, and he has his hand on it. And he's like, yes, I love you, tree. And so Lois is like, what the fuck? It's speaking to him telepathically, and its voice is unmistakably female. And so then, a couple minutes later, like, the tree apparently asks Superman to build it a moat.
Yeah, because he doesn't want anything coming between him and her.
Yes. So Superman, like, digs a moat around this tree, and then he gets... I don't know where he found that giant measuring cup.
Well, the measuring cup, yeah, okay, as I was saying, yeah, I don't know if he had to have made it.
This also did not make any sense, by the way, because, again, like, there's no way this lava would stay viscous for an extended period of time.
Well, he can make it melt again with his eyes.
Yeah, but he has to be there all the time. It's going to eventually cool. That's what lava does.
But he could just keep looking at it the whole time he was flying. It said it only took him 8 seconds.
No, I mean, like, he leaves it there and, like, he flies off and does other things.
Yeah.
It's still all, like, viscous and stuff. Which that doesn't help. As soon as that shit cools, people can just walk over the tree. Because that's how lava works.
It's funny because the tree is like, the lava should keep the curious earth things away. I can feel that delicious heat in my roots. Oh yeah. So Lois is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, Superman, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? And, like, the tree is like, that woman is annoying me. So Superman, flies over to Lois and apparently knows the Vulcan death grip.
Yes, he literally gives her the Vulcan death grip.
He pinches her neck and she, passes
He gives her
out.
a painless nerve pinch. She's like, well, obviously, he knocks her the fuck out.
Yes, and so then she wakes up in her bed and she's like, no, Superman, do not love the tree. Love me! And then she's like, oh my god, it was just a terrible dream. Why would you ever have a dream like that? Why? Whatever. So she goes to.
I've had weird dreams. I can see that.
Where have you ever had a dream where you fall in love with a tree?
Well, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's just a weird dream. Yeah. She has weird dreams. She probably takes lots of drugs. It's the 70s.
Oh, it is the 70s. You have a good
she's doing shit. Superman's. She's like, I like that play, and she's like, you're on LSD. I'm taking you home.
Yeah, she's doing all the lewds. So then she goes to have her morning coffee, where she hears on the radio that apparently the tree has its hold over Superman, and she's like, oh, I was wrong. She drops her coffee.
Drops hot coffee on her lap. She burned her vagina.
She sure did.
She suffered a McDonald's injury.
God knows that Superman's not going to be doing anything with it.
Yeah, he's just like,
I love this tree.
Sorry, Lois.
I can't wait to put my dick in this tree.
Sorry, Lois.
I'm going to drill a hole in the side of it.
Lois, I can't tend to your charred vagina. I have to have sex with this tree.
I have to splinter my dick. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
This is the story. This is the plot of Superman v Batman.
This is actually that'd be so much more interesting than Jesse Eisenberg acting like.
I'm just trying to imagine Henry Cavill or Cavill, whatever. Him flying to Amy Adams and being like, I can't, because after Lois just dropped a bunch of coffee in her lap. He's like, I can't tend to your burned vagina. I have to go fuck this tree, and then just flies away.
Yeah.
And then everybody. It would be great if that's all it was. And you just all the credits and shit, and it's just that, and then it just credits.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, what?
We just paid.
I would stand up and applaud though.
Yeah. Probably. Well, who wouldn't?
I would do a slow clap.
Yeah.
If it was just that.
And it was just Batman dressed as a tree. I have to go fuck this tree.
I have to go fuck this tree dressed as Batman.
Batman's like, don't judge us! This is how we express our sexuality!
The Wonder Woman's just there. She's like,
Wonder Woman was just like, you want to go get a beer?
I support this tree marriage.
It's like
Aquaman's in the water. He's like, thumbs up.
She looks at Lois like, she's like, you want to go get a beer? And Lois is like, yeah, sure. And that's the end.
It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was written on the toilet.
Yeah, well,
so was the whole movie. This movie
Jesse Eisenberg's acting choices were made on the toilet.
They were on the toilet.
He's like, I'm gonna act like the Joker. Oh, I can't wait.
Zack Snyder was like, we gotta film this scene.
I'm a crazy elf with bad hair. Whee!
Look at my wig.
Oh! I'm gonna kill myself when I watch that movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough time for us, babe.
Oh, I'm gonna try to swallow my own tongue.
I'm just at the Marina 6, just pressing the button. I was like, excuse me, sir, what can I get you? It's like, my wife trying to swallow her own tongue.
It's really hard.
Because this movie sucks ass. Could you please tell them to stop sucking? I need my wife to live. It's her birthday.
It's gonna be my birthday. It's the worst birthday I've ever had already. So anyway,
okay.
Superman in the tree, and Lois is like, well, I'm gonna go get that tree.
Yeah, it's great too because the fucking crime in Metropolis is just rampant.
Yeah, it's just shot up 4,000% ever since Superman
it literally shot up a
planted
day.
This stupid fucking tree.
Probably because there's fucking trees there, and all the criminals are like, Superman's fucking a tree. Let's just
That's not weird at all.
That's not weird at all. But we'll do this, and then just only other two superheroes in Metropolis. Yeah. Apparently, Thorn and the Guardian.
Yeah.
And
they're trying as hard as they can.
I like they go. So Thorn has been doing her best, and the Guardian has been ... active. Active doing what?
Yeah.
I
would just like to know, so if you're a criminal in Metropolis, do you just sit around and wait for something stupid to happen to Superman so you can make your move? You are always at the ready to go commit some sort of crime.
Well, they must be ready all the time.
You get up, that's what I mean. You get up in the morning and you're like, No, Superman's fine. Okay, let's just, like, go about our day. But then one day you get up and you're like, yes, he's fucking a tree. Time to enact our plan. And then everyone goes just like,
him and Lois are talking about their giant baby for some reason, and he's off on another planet doing a mission, and there's nobody, and the Guardian is active? Yeah, I don't know. Question mark?
Well, he can only be in so many places.
Well, he's not Superman.
Exactly.
He's just a stupid guy with a shield.
Yeah. So I guess they're just like, oh, yay, finally we can commit crimes.
Oh, okay. So here's my favorite part. So Lois is like,
I'm going to go get that tree.
I'm going to get that
tree. Fuck that tree.
Fuck that tree. And she's like, all right, so here's what I'm
gonna that tree trying to steal my man.
Right. So she...
Like, literally, that's her thought process.
In her mod pants.
Oh, yeah. She's very 70s out.
Very 70s.
Got a vest.
She's in her vest and her bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Decides, she goes, I was pretty good at pole vaulting in college. I was no champ, but good enough for this. To vault over a giant moat of lava.
Yes.
Still possibly melted. Active lava.
Yes, which should have already been cool enough for her to walk on, but whatever.
And the tree's like, bitch, really?
Yeah.
And basically she just kind of like tells her, like, the like, plan.
Yeah, this is my plan. She's like, I'm going to get... Superman's off getting, like, herbs and shit that when he comes back, I'm going to mix into an elixir that he's going to drink, and he's going to become a tree, and we're going to mate. And then we're going to throw spores all over the planet, and those spores are going to, like...
Again, Superman, naked.
Yeah. And then she, like, literally says her and Superman are going to mate. And then there's this picture of these two trees, like, intertwined, and, like, all these, like, cells, like, going... It's really gross, actually. It's really disturbing.
Oh,
it's disgusting.
Put space semen.
That's what it is. And all these spores just, like, flying out everywhere that are going to, like, land on people and turn everybody else into a tree.
That's the plan.
That's her plan. And Lois is like, well, luckily I have this weed killer in my pocket.
Yeah, she went and got some weed killer and she pours it around and she's like, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, the tree's like, fuck you, that shit ain't gonna work on me.
You killed the grass around me, but you didn't kill me.
I'm fine. Because, like, seriously, how would you even know if that would work on an alien tree? You wouldn't?
No.
And so Lois is like, well, how about I light you on fire?
She should have brought an axe.
Right? Cut it down!
Yeah, actually, cut it down.
Why isn't she trying to cut it down?
Or why don't you, like, here's the thing, why don't you get, like...
Why, she, like, literally had, like, a tiny little bit of weed killer. She's like, did that work? And she's like, no. She's like, alright, well, I have one match. Let's see what happens.
And Superman comes and blows it out.
Right, but, like, why wouldn't you try to cut it? Where's your chainsaw?
Why don't you get, like, somebody else? Like, why don't you call Batman? Actually, here's the thing. Why don't you call Batman or call one of, like, the millions, or the thousands of leaguers out there? Just be like, hey, could somebody, like, that can, like, walk over, like, this lava or jump over this lava, like, bring it, like, an axe and just hack this tree down?
Yeah, like, Batman could have, like, lassoed it and, like, flown it away with his jet or whatever. Like, he could have pulled it out of the ground.
Threw it out of the ground, threw it in the water.
Wonder Woman could have done it. Like, I don't... You know all these people.
Oh, she don't know anybody.
But instead, you just try to throw, like... Basically, like, a sample-sized thing of weed killer at a goddamn tree.
And then she tried to use a sparkler to set it on fire.
And Superman's like, no. And he saves him. And then the tree, of course, puts its, like, tentacle frond on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's kind of...
like, thank you, lover. I'm so happy.
He's like, I'm counting the minutes, my love.
And she's like, go get the elixir from this place in this space, and we're going to be together. He's like, I can't wait. He's like, I can't wait to become a tree and fuck you.
Yep.
And so Lois is like, oh no, it's true. She's got my man. Like, she's really upset.
Yeah.
And then, like, what the fuck is this? Because I've never heard of this before. So all of a sudden Lois is back in her apartment and she's thinking. And she's like, wait a second. White kryptonite kills plants.
Actually, I think it does.
Since when?
Well, this could have been, like, the first time it might have been the case because they brought it up in this book.
What the fuck?
But I think that was maybe the case because I mean, there's like a million pieces of kryptonite.
Yeah, I know, but
ugh,
why? Okay, why it kills all plant life? Like, not just like kryptonite plant. Isn't that the whole point of kryptonite? Is that it only affects people from Krypton or
that's
things
true.
from Krypton? So why does white kryptonite kill all plants? Just only plants, though. It doesn't kill animals?
I don't know.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Anyways, so
she's got this idea that she's going to go get some white kryptonite. So just as she goes to leave her apartment,
her potted plant starts growing and starts trying to attack her.
So basically,
because apparently she's like, well, it's like I guess
it's like poison ivy.
Yeah, it's like Aquaman knows how to do with fish. She's doing with plants. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why don't you call Aquaman to help you?
Yeah, why don't you call Poison Ivy to help you?
Call Poison Ivy.
She'd be pissed off that someone's trying to steal her gig.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, she would.
Oh my god. She totally would, because there's only one one plant-based villain in this.
You mean there's another plant-based villain that's trying to fuck dudes?
Yeah, no. Ivy would not be okay with it. She would totally throw down.
So she manages to get out, and the car, her car gets, grabbed by a tree.
Yeah.
And
then, a huge flower. I don't understand why an 18-foot flower just appears out of nowhere, or how it grew.
It grew because what's her face made it? The Ritalin.
Yeah, but
she's doing all this.
Well, I know that, but at first I thought she was just enlisting regular plants to do her bidding, and now all of a sudden there's this fucking giant monster plant.
No, she grew this plant to be big.
I know, but how?
Because she could just do that.
I don't like that.
That's what she did,
I don't like it. I understand her trying to control regular plants. I don't.
She can control all plant life.
Yeah, I know that, but she can't. She's just doing it telepathically. You can't be telepathically get big.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. That's not
she's making it big. She's making it.
That's not how it works.
She's growing it.
That is not how it works.
I support.
No, that's not how you do things telepathically. Telepathically means you just tell things that already exist to do things. It doesn't mean that you just all of a sudden go, and now
it's a plant. It could grow.
No,
it's different.
No.
God damn it.
I refuse to believe this.
Anyways.
This is what I have a problem believing in this book.
You mean you believe...
Of all
everything else you accept as true?
Everything else I totally buy. It's the big plants that I don't buy.
Well... So as a follow-up, she gets out of the way of a giant flower, and then she gets attacked by a giant granule of pollen, which, I don't know, maybe I don't know enough about pollen, but is pollen's a product of a plant.
It is, yes.
So apparently...
And that's basically the pollen is what fertilizes other plants and makes them have more plants.
Right.
So, bees take pollen from one plant to another, and that fertilizes them so they can continue to reproduce.
So, the pollen...
Looks like a taco.
It looks like a giant taco.
It looks like a goddamn taco.
That
grabs Lois and, flies her through the sky.
Or it could just be a plant-based vagina.
It's a Georgia O'Keeffe painting come to life.
The Georgia O'Keeffe painting, or it could be... It looks like a sugar smack.
Yeah. I like... It kind of looks like two Pringles put together. Doesn't it?
It looks like a taco.
It looks like a taco.
She's riding in a fucking chalupa.
Chalupa.
And
are chalupas still a thing?
Yeah, you can see chalupas. Really? And chalupas and gorditas. They don't really talk about them anymore.
I don't think I ever had either one of those.
I used to get them often. It used to be a part of my diet.
Your chalupa-based diet.
I had a chalupa-based diet in the early 2000s.
A chalupa-based diet. Oh, that's great.
Which, if you've seen me,
good.
If you've seen me, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, you probably did have a chalupa-based diet. Yeah, it's probably a thing. There was that one period of time when I was fit, but then I went back on the chalupa-based diet, and now I'm living my life.
Taco Bell gave you cancer, though.
It totally did, yes. Taco Bell will not want to sponsor this show.
No.
Not that it would matter.
That anybody has offered to
I'm assuming
this show.
It's not like anybody that's listening to the show is not unaware of Taco Bell and is like, you know what? I was going to eat there, but after finding out that my beloved, the host of the show, the beloved Shawn Merrick, the richest man in podcasting.
Oh, whatever. I love that you call yourself that when Mark Maron exists. Or when fucking Chris Hardwick exists.
He's rich by proxy. He married into money.
But he was rich before. He's not married yet, but he will marry into more money than he has. But he still has money. And Martin Mary exists.
I'm rich in spirit.
All right, well, you have to make sure you qualify. Just don't give me some bald-faced lie and expect me to believe it.
It'd be great if Chris Hardwick listens to this one day and he's just like...
Chris Hardwick would never listen to this.
But what if he does? Like, what if, like, somehow by proxy...
I mean, unless he wanted to feel better about himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be like, this is what I could be doing. Instead, I'm hosting at midnight and being thin. It's great.
Yeah, I used to have a skinny jeans. Back in 2003 when I was in Terminator, the Rise of the Machines.
When I was bloated.
I was on
guys, remember that I was bloated?
Remember when I was
drinking? Remember how I used to drink?
Remember when I was on a chalupa-based diet and I look like this? Well, guys, I'm doing better now. And
now I'm skinny and I wear skinny jeans and little ties.
Now I'm gonna listen to this podcast to see what the lower people are doing.
What terrible...
And if you listen to this, you'd be like, wait, this guy says he's the richest man in podcasting. How dare he? I'm going to DM him again like I did 4 years ago when he questioned my knowledge...
On wrestling?
On the Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys?
There was like I was like, hey, I think you got this. Yeah, because that was the whole reason the one time Chris Hardwick DM'd me.
This is a great story.
He I had said something to him about the Lost. I was like, I think you have this wrong, because he was interviewing like Adam Carolla and the movie The Lost Boys came up, and I was like, I think you got this wrong. I don't even know if I was that jovial about it. I was like, hey, I think you got this wrong, and he's like, I got it right. Listen again, and then I was like something to that effect. It was like that. I mean, yeah, I've met him before.
Here's a better question.
He's a nice guy.
Were you wrong?
Yeah. I think I was.
You were?
I think I misunderstood him. But the thing is one of those things where you can't. He doesn't follow you. So you can't.
Sorry, my bad, bro.
Sorry, my bad, bro. And I just So I've always, it's always been like a one-sided like pummeling on his end.
It was one DM. One. Singular DM. I'm so exasperated.
I love this is madness, because here's the thing. It's like I have the utmost respect for what he's done, but for I just like bringing that up because it's just such bullshit.
It's a great story, babe. I'm so proud.
But it's good to know that both him and I once had a chalupa-based diet. How do we get on this? Oh, because this looks like a vagina.
It looks like a chalupa.
Anyway, so Superman brings back the final...
Right, so Lois has been brought to the tree, and Lois is like, wait, the tree just wanted me to, like, watch her fuck Superman. Like, literally, that's the only reason I'm here. Mm-hmm. So Superman's like, I brought back the thing.
I brought back the space beer.
So she's like, great, make this space beer. So he does. And she's like, drink it, my love, so our vines may be entangled forever.
Oh, no.
So gross. And so, Superman's turning into a tree, and Lois is like, no! And then, like look, they're fucking. They're fucking right there in that picture.
Oh, that's right, they are fucking.
And so Lois, like, falls to the ground, just like, no!
Watch us fuck.
No. And then I thought we were missing a page.
I think we are.
No, we're not. We're not missing a page. This is how this ends.
Okay, wait.
So
maybe you explain this.
Okay, so it took me... I had to read this a few times. So Lois falls to the ground as the trees fuck. And she's, like, pounding on the ground, like, no! Like, they're literally fucking in the background. And then you turn the page, and Superman and Lois are standing there staring at this tree. And Superman's fine. He's not a tree. And she's like, no, it's no use. I can't. It's over. And then Lois is like, what's going on? And she's like, this tree's, these past few minutes, I don't know, I feel exhausted. Like, my brain has been drained. And I don't know what's been going on. And Superman was like, well, this alien life form actually uses people's brainwaves for food. Okay. Instead of living off minerals, because I should have fucking checked before I brought it here.
He totally did. He looked in the ground.
No, I mean, you should have made sure it didn't, like, feast off brainwaves.
Oh. Well, he's a shitty scientist.
He's like, it has to absorb the thought impulses of other intelligent beings, just as plants make their own food from the soil. My guess is this tree created its own mental fantasy from the thought impulses it collected from our minds. He says, but Superman, why is it dying? It says, the tree used what little power it had left to summon me here, but it seems that human minds aren't developed enough to keep it alive.
But
so what happened is it grabbed all... It, like, played out that fantasy. Like, this was like the tree's dream.
Fuck.
Whatever just happened in this book was the tree pulling as much information as it possibly could have out of Lois's head.
But, okay, right.
Yeah, so here, come back. Yeah. It says, no wonder the species died out when the alien Zoles left the planet. Zoles. The trees depended on the Zoles' super advanced brains for their food. Since it fed from our minds, we must have been the tree's fantasy. I wonder what happened to us in that dream. And it says Lois, and Superman says, you and I will never know, Lois. And then there's a box that says, but you know what happened, readers. You saw the trees dreamed as it imagined itself to be Lois.
Go fuck yourself, book. Jesus Christ.
So that's what just happened.
But, wait.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't know why it decided to end this way.
So it dreamed going to a play?
I don't know.
Because that was after the tree
came
to Earth.
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea why.
So wait, so none of the stuff where Superman built a moat happened?
Apparently no, because they walk away, there's no moat.
Oh, that's true, there's no moat. Yeah.
So no, I don't know, because I literally turned that page and I went, am I missing a page?
I don't want to live in a moatless reality.
No one wants to live in a moatless reality. I don't understand why the tree had the dream. Why wasn't it Lois having the dream so the plant could feed off her mind?
Okay, but here's the thing. So that means if it's pulling from Lois's thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So is it pulling from Lois's thoughts that Lois wants to watch that Lois imagines Superman as a tree fucking another tree? Because that's what happens.
Guess. Or was it the tree wanting to actually have sex with Superman?
Well, probably totally did.
So it was imagining how that could be possible and how it would hurt Lois's feelings?
But
I have no idea. I don't know. This ending makes... I mean, this whole book makes no sense, but the ending is just like, what the fuck just happened?
And so the tree just all of a sudden just says...
But they just walk away from it. They're like, I guess it's dead now.
You should get it out of there.
He doesn't dispose of it or anything. He knows that this is a tree that literally lives off of people's brain waves, and he does not do anything to dispose of it whatsoever.
Well, it's dead.
I know, but it doesn't have seeds?
Well, it would have if Superman would have fucked it. You saw that scene where the sperm went off to the planet and everybody became trees.
I don't understand what happened. Why? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this story. What's the actual title of the story? A Tree Grows in Metropolis.
Sure.
It sure does. You idiots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection over here on Sideshow Network. Back on our Lois Lane double feature. God, what's wrong with them?
I can't even.
This is actually
tree fucking. There was tree fucking in that first.
There literally was, yeah.
Like two trees fucking.
And we were supposed to be like, oh, that's not invasive at all.
It's not weird either. It's whatever. It's just a fucking Superman comic. It's what happens.
So this next one, is since this is a monthly book now, they just decided just to be like, let's just put in some backups and like some reprint stories.
Yeah.
And so there's like a Rose and Thorn backup in here, which we're not going to read.
Nope.
Who cares?
Nope.
But so they put in a Lois Lane backup, a Lois Lane reprint from, that's why this book is so giant.
Yeah.
It's from Lois Lane number 30.
January 1962.
So technically we're getting 2 issues.
Yeah.
Of Lois, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane.
Yes.
for one book.
Yes.
And here's the thing that I like. So the art is done by Kurt Schaffenberger.
That's a long name.
Right. Yeah. Who wrote it, though?
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say. It was written by nobody.
There's probably a reason for that. Everybody was too embarrassed to put their name on this story. Because you thought the tree was weird.
It was written by Alan Smithy. So Superman's Secret Family is the name of the book.
Yep, sure is.
And so we start off with Lois looking at...
a TV screen.
A TV screen. She's looking at a TV screen. Apparently, it's a telescope, super telescope, that is able to look on other planets.
Yes.
And she sees Superman with a bunch of a mermaid and a mer-child.
Yes. And he's holding a cube full of water in which the mermaid is sitting, but the mer-child is flying.
Well, we find out later why he is.
Yes, which we'll explain here in a minute. So... then Lois is in Perry's office, and he's like, hey, so there's this scientist that says he's got this telescope that can look into other worlds. I want you to go see it and write a story about it. And she goes, okay.
Go do your job.
Like, here's your assignment, Lois. Yeah. So she goes. And apparently, this guy has this telescope that can look at other worlds.
So this guy has a telescope at other worlds. She goes to look at it. And... she walks in on the guy looking at basically what is probably
a Godzilla movie.
A Godzilla movie. And she's just like, wow, look at that. It's another world. And it's like
fucking Godzilla fighting Mothra. And he's like, isn't this amazing?
He's like, wow, science.
He's like, here, why don't we look at this planet called Yorp?
Yorp.
Where, I don't know, it's just like a bunch of highly intelligent space things with like space cabs, but that's it.
They have cabs, and they're wearing pants, but no shirts.
Yeah, it's
really weird actually, because like some of them have like
mouths where their belly buttons are.
Yeah, some of them have. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that one looks like a bear.
Yeah.
With like 4 arms. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's an octopus squid bear. With pants.
Yeah.
It's like Yogi Bear, but if he was a squid.
Yeah, and she's like, wow, this is
amazing.
But no pants. This is amazing. Can I see more? And so he turns it to another planet where there's... This doesn't make any sense.
It's not Yorp.
It's not Yorp. It is a planet where there is a mermaid sitting in a wheelchair on dry land.
Yeah. And
the inside of a cube is a mer baby playing with a merlion.
Yeah. By merlion, we mean...
like, it's a fish with a lion's head.
It's a fish with an actual lion's head on
it. And the kid is like, Mom, look, my telescopic vision sees Daddy.
Right.
And Lois is like, oh my gosh, that merchild and its mother speak English, and the child has superpowers. And who shows up but Superman?
Yep.
And the merchild goes, Daddy!
And then he's like, look, Daddy, I caught this lionfish all by myself, and I tamed him, and he'll make a pet.
And Superman's like, great going, Nipper, because the kid's name is Nipper.
I knew a guy named Nipper.
No, you didn't.
I did, actually.
No, you didn't.
Well, it wasn't his real name.
Oh, thank God. That kid's real name was Nipper.
His last name was like Neporowski, but we...
okay, well, that makes sense.
We called him Nipper.
This child's name is Nipper.
His legal name is Nipper. It's on the birth certificate.
That is not a nickname. It is Nipper. And, like, Lois is just distraught.
Yeah, because she's with so the woman's name, so the mermaid's name is
Mookie.
Mookie.
And Superman kisses her. And she's like, oh my God, Superman is married.
Superman is French kissing
to a mermaid in a wheelchair, and he has a super baby that has inherited his powers.
And he has an adorable lionfish.
Yes.
So Lois is like,
oh my God.
God damn it.
Oh my God. And so, like, as we watch this, the mermaid goes, oh, I wanted to bake you a pie. But the oven broke down, and Superman's like, don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'll make you a pie. And for some reason...
he proceeds to make he makes the biggest pie.
It's the size of a Volkswagen. Like, I don't know why he has to make a pie that big.
What kind of pie is it? What do you think's in it?
I don't know. What is Superman like?
Gooseberry?
Sure. Raisins?
It's probably it's probably just a bunch of garbage.
It's a trash pie.
What was it? What was it that he was buying, that he was having dinner with the Dino Nuggets? I think it's a Dino Nugget pie.
And like Twinkies.
Dino Nuggets and Twinkies. Probably
some ketchup.
You know what it is? It's probably a bunch of Hostess fruit pies inside that pie.
Yeah.
Because he'd probably say, he's like,
I want to make a really big Hostess fruit pie filled with Hostess fruit pies.
He's basically doing like an epic meal. He's basically doing epic mealtime.
Yeah, he is.
You know, and Lois is not impressed by this giant pie.
No.
Which, fuck her.
Right? You should totally be impressed. That's a huge pie.
It's a gigantic pie. You should be like, holy shit, I know he's got a secret family, but look at the size of that pie.
I know. You should at least give him props for the pie.
He should be on like Chopped and just make a giant pie for dessert.
Pie.
Like it should just be like for the dessert course you have you have like rhubarb, you have apple,
sweet potato,
and you got to make something out of that for dessert. And he just goes, "I'll make a giant pie."
Yeah,
and he just does it, and it'd be great.
That's right.
And then Scott calling out and just be like, "Well,
yeah,
whatever."
Yeah, chopped.
Superman totally would chopped.
Sure.
So anyways, Lois goes and cries at our apartment.
Yeah, she's really upset because she's like, I wanted to marry Superman. Because that's all Lois does in these old ones, is think about how she wanted to marry Superman.
That's
how she
literally
can't
every issue.
Marry Superman. That's like the only thing that ever happens to her in these older issues. So she's like, but no, he was trying to keep his family safe, and he doesn't love me, and oh my god. Like, she's had nothing else to do with the time, apparently, except mope over this motherfucker. Which, Lois, honey, you need a hobby. Or a bottle of wine or something. Like a vibrator.
Well, later she was...
anything. Like, there's so much more to life than dudes.
She probably got into drugs later.
I hope so.
Yeah, she probably did that as a hobby.
Yeah, I hope so. Because, like, I can't believe that the only thing that she does with her spare time is mope over this idiot.
Pretty much.
So she goes to work, and she's working, and he flies through her window.
Flies through the window, and she's like, I just returned from a space mission. I thought I'd say hello. And she's like, fuck you.
And she's like, was it difficult? And he was like, it was as easy as pie. And she's like, he's making fun of me.
So, she says, in my favorite line of any comic of to date, she says, he's like, difficult? It was easy as pie. And he's thinking about that pie he made for his fish wife. And he's secretly laughing at me. He's thinking about that pie he made for his fish wife.
For his fish wife.
I would like. I really hope. It sucks that Crisis had to happen because I really wish there was more references to his fish wife, the pie that he made for a fish wife.
Why doesn't Superman make more pies for his fish wife?
Well, this is just make more pies in general.
He should. Giant pies.
He should just be making every Thanksgiving. He should be like, I'm going to make a giant pie in the park.
Yeah, and feed homeless people with it.
And feed homeless people, and everybody, all the homeless people would just be like, Superman, this is a great pie. I fell in.
It's like Double Dare up in here.
You get Mark Summers to host it.
Yeah.
Come on, this is a great... This
is the best TV show ever.
That should also be Batman v Superman, where Superman thinks he's a god, but he did make that giant pie.
Right, because he was trying to help all those people, but then everybody fell into it and they died. 14 people drowned in pie. I know he was trying to help, but really...
I'm just like that where Lois Lane's he's just writing a story about he's like, he's great, but all those people it's just like a frame of just says 14 people die in pie. In super pie. It's just a picture of just a bunch of gurneys around, a bunch of corpses.
There's just shoes sticking out of crust.
Just a bunch of it's like a battlefield.
Yeah.
But just people covered and just around this giant pie.
Yeah. Yeah. People trying to those things you see when there's a flood.
Yeah.
And dudes latching themselves together to try to get the guy who fell through the ice or whatever. It's that with pie.
Like the entire defense budget, the crime, just like the
Metropolis spends a lot of money on their police force because they have to try to rescue people from pie.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So
Lois, a glutton for punishment and also a creepy stalker, by the way.
Yeah.
Was like, I have to go see what's going on with his fish wife. So she goes back to this telescope to watch Superman and his wife family. And, like, I don't know, something's made invisible. That doesn't really matter. But
what happens is basically, like, she's, like, watching TV and she has a camera to space and she can see...
Because she's fucking creepy.
No. Lois has a camera, but the fish wife...
Oh, yes.
...has a camera to space as well to see the space pirates coming by, and she just happens to have a thing...
Like a cloaking device.
A cloaking device that makes the entire planet invisible.
Yeah.
So
Superman made one so it could save his family.
Save his fish wife.
And then, as she's watching this, like, they're outside again.
I like that this entire planet cloaking device is triggered by just one button on a TV screen.
Yes. Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't that happen?
I mean, but doesn't mean, like...
If you have a fish wife a mermaid who, like, is fine sitting on dry land in a wheelchair, why can't you have a cloaking device on a TV?
Why doesn't she go in the water?
I don't know. Like, the kid...
Why doesn't the kid
is this fucking, like, cube of water all the time.
But why doesn't he,
she just sits on dry land.
But why doesn't he, like,
wheelchair?
Why doesn't he pick her up? And, like, the kid's strong enough to pick his mom up and throw her in the water.
Doesn't Aquaman die if he doesn't go back in the water within a certain amount of time?
Yes.
Then what the fuck? Shouldn't she be dead?
Yes. All this is true.
So then they're back in the front yard, and there's where did this lollipop come from? The kid made a giant lollipop.
Out of what? I don't know.
Don't know where he saw a lollipop. Don't know how he knows about a lollipop, but whatever. Like, this thing is like a 40-inch TV. But it's like a lollipop, and it's like 8 feet high. And the mom is like, he won't eat anything else because all he wants to do is lick that lollipop. And Superman's like, hey, obey your mom. And the kid's like, no.
Here's a kid. The kid actually talks like Bizarro.
Yes.
Because he goes, no, it tastes good. Me like it. It am mine.
Yeah.
No.
It tastes good. It am mine. And so Superman just screams at it, and it explodes. And the kid goes flying, by the way, which is probably one of my favorite parts of this.
The kid goes flying because he's like, fuck you, son. Yeah.
He's like, fuck you, son. And the kid's like, ah. The giant lollipop that I made myself, my father screamed at it, and it exploded, and I almost died.
But the thing is, instead of Lois going, holy shit, he's a dick to his own, he's a horrifying dick to his family. She's just like, I've seen enough of his double life.
So she goes home?
So she goes back to her apartment.
Where Superman shows up.
Superman shows up and he's like, hey, I want to come, like, check you out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, mind if I admire your baby blue eyes? Like, get the fuck away from me, Superman, you dick.
And just so you scream at a kid's lollipop.
Yeah, and she's like, I suppose this mission was easy for you. And he was like, it was as simple as taking candy from a baby. And then he's laughing, because apparently Superman gets off on being a cruel, cruel dick to children.
Well, clearly we just saw it.
But he's laughing about it.
He's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's like, he's laughing. And then, of course, Lois makes it about her. Not about the horrible scene of child abuse.
Because she says a line probably as kind of as good. She's like, he's secretly laughing at me. He's thinking about how he got that huge lollipop away from his super merman son. Sounds good as Fishwife.
And then Superman's like, you look good, Lois. Like basically he starts like. Like, he just showed up in her fucking apartment. He's like Netflix and chill. Like, that's what this... You
want to go watch some other planets and chill? You want to go watch Yorp and chill?
Let's just forget about the Netflix And let's just focus on the chill.
And then he blows on her vagina with his cold breath.
And it explodes. And it kills children.
And he yells at it.
Yeah! And her vagina explodes. Kids go flying.
All the kids fly out of the building. And that's how Batman v Superman ends. I saw the end of the script. That's how it ends. It's just
the best movie.
If that's how, please.
Does Jesse Eisenberg go flying?
Yes.
Like, out of Lois's vagina.
He's like, don't yell. He's like, that's how he loses his hair.
He gets scalped coming out of her vagina.
He
just gets stuck.
He gets his hair flies off like it's a fucking gag, and then he's like, I'm bald. Curse you, Superman. Credits. I wrote it. I didn't tell you. I did a rewrite. That's how I wrote it.
Thanks, babe. I really appreciate it.
It's gonna make us rich forever. I will be the richest man in podcasting yet.
So Superman's trying to get Lois to, I don't know, suck his super dick or whatever, and she's like, I despise him. He's such a liar because he's married. So she turns around and she slaps him, and he's like, hey, I'm made of steel. Like, maybe don't do that because that'll hurt your hand. And she's like, you lied to me. You have a family. You're married. You have a kid. You're a revolting piece of shit. And he's like, what the fuck?
You suck Hulk Hogan ass.
Yeah, you suck Hulk Hogan dick. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know what I'm talking about. Get the fuck out of my place. And so he goes to see Telescope Guy.
Yeah, she doesn't stand for this shit. Rightfully so.
Right. She's like, stop trying to sleep with me when I know you're married.
Don't come over here and tell me, and then just like tell me how good my eyes look, and just be like, haha, you look good today. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, stop trying to score with me when I know that you're married. Which, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so he flies off to be like, who spoiled my good time? And so I don't really know why he goes to see this guy.
No, because she tells him that she's like,
I know, but he doesn't say anything. The guy just goes, Superman eye, and he goes, I can't talk, and like flies away.
No, because he already checked out the screen.
Oh, he did. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought he was just like flew over to that guy and went, I can't talk to you, and like flew away.
And so she flies back. He flies back, and she's trying to push him out the window.
Get out! I don't want to see you. And then, of course, he's like, no, you're coming with me. And he abducts her. He kidnaps her from her own apartment. And she's like, put me down. No. She's saying no so many times. And he doesn't listen.
Oh.
Because Superman does not understand that no means no. And he, like, puts her in a bubble with 2 oxygen tanks. And he flies her into space.
And she's just sitting there pouting.
She looks pissed.
Not
justifiably angry.
Well, justifiably angry. Also, probably pissed that she's in the thing with 2 tanks that could, if he moves the wrong way, those are going to fall on her.
Yeah.
What if it damages this bubble? See, but here's the thing, though. At least he puts her in something with oxygen.
At least he put her in a protective bubble.
Unlike
Superman 4.
Superman 4: Quest for Peace, in which we learned that Mariel Hemingway can survive
being brought into space.
Brought into space by the nuclear man.
But did she really? Because we never saw her again.
That's true. She probably died.
Like,
she was probably like a
nuclear man. Like, brought her up, and she was like literally like talking and breathing in space. And Superman brought her back down to the planet. We never saw her again. For the rest of that movie, she never came back. So I assume...
And nobody asked about her.
She died. That's probably why.
He brought her back to the planet.
She
and it was
died
like,
in the vacuum.
Your daughter's dead. She's a frozen ice corpse. Space corpse.
She died in the vacuum of space. As would happen.
Why didn't she explode?
She should have. Something should have.
It'd be funny if Superman exploded on the way back, and the Superman just goes.
Just like wipes
he just rings his shirt out. Here's your daughter. Sorry.
Just rings her into a shot glass. It's like, this is all that was left. Please bury her. And then he flies.
Please give her the dignified burial that she deserves.
And he's like, oh wait, I got some more. He does this to his head. Poof, poof, poof. And just little flecks of her fall into the glass. He's like, there she is.
Here's her outfit. Here's her watch. She's wearing a nice watch. I want to keep that.
You don't want to keep that one.
Don't want space to get it.
Nope. So he flies Lois to this planet where the merman and the merbaby and the tigerfish, lionfish thing are. And he's like, all right, Lois, we're going to get the truth. And he walks up to the mer lady and goes, am I your husband? And the lady's like, nope. And the mer kid's like, no, you're not my dad either. And then all of a sudden, this other Superman shows up.
Yes, because
he's like, they're my family. And he's like, what? He's like, I'm Superman Robot X3. And he takes the top of his head off to show that he has...
As does his family, though.
Yeah, they're all like, hey, look, our heads pop off so you can see that there's circuitry inside.
And instead of just being like, I mean, at least she gasped. It was like, I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, well, that's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And so they're like, how did this happen? So now we have this big long story of how Superman built some robots.
Yeah, this is actually where kind of just, I'm just like, can we just end this?
Yeah, this just needs to end. So basically, here's the quick. Superman built robots to, like, take his place when he's not around. He taught them how to do a bunch of shit.
I like how he just made them, like...
pretend to be hurt from kryptonite. There's, like, a picture of them, like, pretending... Basically, they're selling. Like,
they're teaching, you teach them how to sell.
Yeah.
And how to take bumps.
Yeah.
It's like wrestling school.
This is Superman's wrestling school. So...
Superman's wrestling school.
That's what this is. And he's like, you can't ever be around. People can't know that there's more of you or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. And then he builds something that turns him invisible and, like, all the robots, I don't know, try to fix it. Yeah. Yeah.
So no. What happens is, okay, so he does. So because Lois is like, okay, great, you built robots. What the fuck? Because I guess that one of the robots was destroyed,
right.
But here it is.
Right.
So
why is it here?
Why is it here? And she's like, okay, look, I was flying, and I found like a thing, a statue.
Yeah.
And it's made of lead.
Sure.
And he scraped away the lead and then finds out that it's Red K.
Yes.
So the Red K does weird shit to him. In this case, it made him invisible.
Usually it makes him, like, I don't know.
Makes him a dick.
Yeah.
More of a dick.
Yeah. Red K, it changes depending on, like, when you're reading these books.
It changes for whatever it needed here.
Yeah.
So basically, so that happened. So, like, something that just as that happens, there was an emergency.
Yeah,
so,
like a spaceship going out of control or something. So the robot X3 like went to handle it, and as he's trying to handle it, he gets hit by a meteor. Yeah,
so he's handling this, and he helps the ship land safely, but a meteor just happens to fly through
and smack it.
Wait, so
well, he helps the ship, and the ship is great, so it goes down to Earth. But then this meteor, he gets hit by it, and he's just drifting in space, this, like, mangled robot. And, of course, Superman just leaves him out there.
Well, because he can't do anything.
But the other robots fix him. He never goes back to see if X3 is still up there.
Well, no, he just leaves.
Well, yeah, because, it struck him, and he's like, he can't possibly survive that great of an impact. Too bad.
Yeah.
Shortly after I returned to the fortress, the effects of the red kryptonite wore off, and I became visible, and I built another robot. He's like, that's great. So if that robot went away, why is that robot here? And he goes, well, I don't know. And X3 says, I'll explain. I was drifting in space.
Yeah.
Because Superman didn't go check to see if maybe he was floating around like some space garbage.
Well, yeah, because, he just, he...
Why wouldn't he? It's dressed like him. He wouldn't... Of all the... He couldn't just go up there and be like,
Space is pretty big. It's alright. Maybe Green Lantern was going to find it.
Wouldn't that be fucked up?
Maybe he just could have used to tell Green Lantern and he forgot. It's like, hey, one of my robot corpses is
much
flying
like,
around.
Let's leave this fucking mind-eating tree.
Yeah.
Let's just leave the corpse. I'm going to leave the corpse literally dressed like me. I'm just going to wander off. It's fine. So eventually it, crashes to a planet, and it's just all broken. And some ship lands with a mermaid lady in a wheelchair. And she was a mermaid from, a water planet.
No, wait.
Yes.
She is... Wait.
So he crash lands on a planet. She had left her planet because, it got fucked up.
It crash lands on a planet, but wait, so is this the planet she's leaving?
No, she's just coming to. Because she's
she's leaving.
No, she's looking for water. Meanwhile, another planet, another tragedy is occurring. Once it had been a water world, now, and last survivor faced death.
So she's leaving.
She leaves this planet, and then she goes to whatever planet he's on.
And there's no water there.
Right. And so instead of I don't know.
Instead of finding water,
instead of leaving, she sees his broken body and goes, I'm going to
No, because I think her ship got damaged.
Whatever.
It says her ship cracked up.
Sure. She's like, instead of I don't know, trying somehow to live, she's like, oh, I see this robot, I'm going to fix him. Because why wouldn't you? So she rebuilds the robot.
And she communicates... Telepathically, but wait, so...
She goes,
I'm communicates to his robot brain?
I don't know. Sure.
Is that possible?
In this book it is. Shouldn't be. But he's like, I'm dying, I'm sorry, but I fixed you, so I hope you're happy. And she dies.
Yeah, she's
dead.
But
by the way, my fixing you can't fly home. You can only fly a short distance. So you'll never really be able to leave this world. And then he's like, oh, now I'm sad, so I'm going to build a robot that looked exactly like Mookie, since my master...
Do you think that... Because I think he used part of the ship.
He did. Where the fuck he got the hair? I don't know.
He ripped it off of her head. That's what I was going to say. He ripped it off of her head.
He shaved her head. That's just a wig.
That has got Mer's scalp on it.
It has to. Because, how else would he get the hair? It doesn't make any sense. But he was like, oh, my master was once in love with a mermaid named Lori.
Yeah, Lori Lamaris.
So I will be in love with this mermaid named Mookie.
Because I'm a stupid robot.
And Mookie's like, what a great idea. How about we make a baby? And so they build a baby robot that names itself Nipper. Because this robot baby is stupid.
Yeah, also where he got his hair.
Yeah.
I think his mom gave him hair.
Yeah. That's just Bush.
He's wearing a merkin.
He is. He's wearing our merkin.
Our merkin-wearing child. But why did he make him a fish?
Because it's her baby and his baby, so it has superpowers and a mertail.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, so apparently this mer baby can just do all the Superman shit.
But they're robots. All of them are robots. So he has this little robot family on his planet.
Yep.
Where they all pretend... They all know that they're robots, but they pretend to be a family. It's kind of fucked up, actually.
Well, they have a house.
Yeah.
And giant lollipops. And now they have vegetation and shit.
Yeah, but there's no water on this planet, so somehow they live there.
Well, there are robots. It doesn't matter.
Where'd the vegetation come from?
And so anyway, so Lois is like, all right, whatever, great.
She's like, oh, wow, I misjudged you, Superman. And then for some reason, Super Robot is just like, oh, I know I must be a terrible thing, so you can deactivate all of us now.
I'm surprised Superman just be like, okay.
Really, he should have, because Superman's a horrible person. But he's like, no, I'm gonna...
He should have just hit them all with his eye beams. Just like, I'll make this sure this never happens again. Burns, Mer, child wearing merkin.
So Superman's like, no, I think this is great. So he puts Lois back in the bubble, and they fly off. And then Lois is like, oh, thank God. Superman isn't married, but maybe one day. Because, you know, that's all she thinks
I just like this little scene. He's like, I'm happy we're friends again, Lois.
Yeah. So basically, they did some chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Some Netflix and chilling.
Netflix and chill. So that's it.
He had a super blowjob, and that was it.
That's it for... We'll check the date here. Lois, Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 112 from August 1971. 2 stories, one of which was written by nobody.
Yeah, because it was about Superman having a mermaid family.
He made that giant pie for his his fish wife.
Would you read the next issue of this?
Probably.
Oh yeah, I would totally read this because it's.
I'll read all.
It's insane.
If I could just get all these,
they're insane.
I think they have them collected somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I think, but they're in the black and white, and that doesn't make any sense.
No.
I'm
sure they're around somewhere.
And I got you a few more. So we have one where she has a giant baby.
Like literally a giant baby. It's like if the Big Show was a child.
I gave birth to Paul White.
Yeah.
What do you expect? I gave birth to a fully grown Paul White.
Yep, I just had this big child called
7'4", 500-pound baby came out of my vagina. It's all your fault, Superman.
Thanks a lot, Superman.
Thanks a lot, Superman.
You said you were sterile, so you didn't have to wear a condom. Well, now look.
We did Yorp and Chill, and now I'm pregnant with Paul White.
Now I'm pregnant with monster baby.
It looks in her stomach. It looks like Frank Reynolds in the couch. Just like is that Paul White? Is that the giant?
That's funny.
Is that the Big Show in your stomach?
Frank Reynolds.
And somehow he still becomes a wrestler while being in Lois's womb.
Sure. It's like Elastic Man. You could just like reach out and grab and like.
And he wins 15 world titles.
Yeah.
And John Cena beats him up.
Yeah, it's because John Cena beats everybody up.
John Cena beats everybody. It's like da 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 da. Da, da. Anyways. Oh, I had so much fun there.
Oh, I'm so glad, dude.
Well, that's it for our show.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for sticking with us this year. Please tell a friend about the show. Let's make 2016 rad. I think we have more comics, more bullshit.
Oh, do we have more comics?
We did some shopping today, and there's plenty of stuff to talk about. And we'll continue to bring these to you. So, and always, if you have any suggestions, feel free to hit us up on Twitter. I'm at Angry Hero Shawn. SHAWN is my handle. My Instagram is the same, and my Tumblr is theangryhero.tumblr.com.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, jenstansfield.wordpress.com. And everybody have a safe and happy New Year.
Also, thank you to Sideshow Network and SideshowNetwork.tv for hosting us and letting us do this every week. Please check out their stuff on iTunes. Please rate and review. So, yeah, everybody have a great and happy New Year. Be safe and have a joyous 2016. We will see you guys next year.
Bye.